So fishing.
Commencing fishing.
Mechanic. I can't even see the fish. They're so small. Why do androids need to fish, actually? It's not like, oh, this would be useful because I need to eat, right?
Report. Fresh.
So it is. It's just like a really, really tiny fish.
Complete.
And I think the idea is that they're so small they could potentially get inside robots and cause malfunctions. People? You're not all dead. The robot resistance has not taken over everything. Or no, you are the resistance. The robot overlords have not taken over everything. Okay, cool. I was worried we weren't going to be able to find
camp,
people.
huh? We should probably go talk to their leader first thing.
Are you new here? Don't tell them you're a robot. They might get upset. So who are you? Hey, that face looks familiar. Are you the new Yora soldiers? If so, you should go meet our leader. Okay, so they do know who we are then. That's good. Oh no, robots! And then, you know, mass calamity. So you can warp between transport points that you've been to, assumedly. So I wonder why there's still humans here. I thought they were all supposed to be on the moon. Or maybe it costs a lot to put people on the moon. That could be a thing, you know. Our leader, Anemone, is responsible for this camp. You should go say hi when you get a minute. It's highly illogical. Hey, haven't seen you around here before. Oh, hey, did you talk to our leader yet? You all look like resistance people. Oh, you're a soldier. You should talk to our leader, Anemone, first. Ever since I watched that movie, I've always had trouble saying that. If you're going to inspect the camp, make sure you get permission first, okay? Everyone's just telling me to go talk to the leader, right? Have you been to our leader yet? Yeah, you gotta talk to commanding officer first. I assume once I do, I'll get access to everything. Yeah, I know.
You're number 2.
You know about 2B?
Yes, well, the bunker told me to expect you. My name is Anemone.
Anemone.
I'm the leader of the android resistance that controls most of this territory. You must be the new scouts we heard about. Well, I'm sure my people will have plenty of information for you. Please feel free to ask them anything you like.
Good, we will. Continue looting. So I don't remember if I ever caught it or not, but... do they have the same singer singing these songs as in the last game? It sounds like it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So this goes here. Oh yeah, here to take a load off? Must be tough having to spend every day of your life in combat. Can't wait to have a drink after work. Can I not go talk to the people in the background? Yes? Oh my. You won't believe it. Up ahead is the material storage site. Sorry, but it's off limits. Nope, can't go. And can't jump off, you have to go down the ladder, or at least in that direction. I must collect all the small recovery items. I will probably need this. Shall we rest a bit? Ah, that was an excellent rest. It's so relaxing to listen to music. Don't you agree? I could tell you were a connoisseur just by looking at you. Here, have this. This is what people used to call a jukebox. A machine that plays music. You can play any song you like on it, as long as you have the necessary records. It's yours to use. Sound data. Cool. So basically this is your, sound test music thing. And if you leave the area, it stops. Makes sense. Oh, you must be with Yora. I heard about what happened. I deal in weapons if you're interested in that type of thing. What kind of weapons? Basically, I rebuild and repair relics from the old world. Although, to be honest, my tools are in pretty sad shape at the moment. But if I can get this servicing device in that toolbox up and running, I could start fixing and selling weapons again. Take a look at it, will you? That looks busted, alright. You know it. And as I bet you can tell, I'm no good at that sort of delicate repair. Let's help him out. You mean it? That'd be a huge help. Looks like the servicing device shorted out. Must have put too much load on it. I'm thinking 4 complex gadgets will be enough to fix it. Any idea where I'd find complex gadgets? Folks say you can find them over in the city ruins. Although I hear that place is crawling with incredibly aggressive machines. Yep, we just got a side quest. And I am jumping. Although interestingly, while every person is frozen, the tarp thing behind her is still moving. Hey, you're with Yora, right? My mask? It's an electromagnetic wave shielding device. I wear it to limit unnecessary information from the world. Ha, just kidding. So what do you want? Are you worried about something? Okay, so how do I save? Game doesn't auto-save. Okay, so we're breaking fourth wall. This is good. Need to access that access point. Once you access the terminal, you can save from anywhere nearby. Okay. There's a connection icon. Don't forget there's no autosave. Really want to hammer that in your head. It's important though, but look like you'll get to save often enough as long as you're paying attention. I'm not going to read all this because it's a lot of reading, but I am going to skim through it. Okay, so enemies will just attack them sometimes. What should I do if I die? It's a good philosophical question. So that is the thing. If you die, you lose your chips. If you die again before recovering your plug-in chips, they'll all be lost. So you get one chance to recover your stuff before it's gone. Okay, so the red markers tell you where to go. I feel motion sick. If you have any system-related questions, ask maintenance. They handle everything from body maintenance to pod adjustments. This game is too difficult. So yeah, you can make it so you'll automatically evade and you'll look really cool at, you know, fighting without actually being really cool. Tutorials might be something of interest to look into. At some point, I don't know if I want to do that right off. Alright, so here's another shop. Android bodies? We don't want your... It's like really breaking the fourth wall on some of this, but then again, they are robots, so it, you know, they can kind of get away with a lot of this fourth wall breaking. Let us focus on attack. What did you do to me? I wish you explained exactly what you did so I know how to do it. So you can have two sets of weapons on you at the same time. Reduce motion sickness. So what did she do? Did she make the camera slower? I think she may have made the camera slower. Because that's max turn rate. Let's have her turn it back, because I don't know if that's going to be a good thing for fighting. Whoops. I didn't mean to go to shop right off, but I did want to go here eventually. So we can get more storage. Or we can buy, like, some additional weapons and shields and stuff. Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll leave that there. Upgrade your pod. So to upgrade the pod in the shop, you need these parts. Let me sell my operating system for 28G. Yeah, my camera's much faster now, as you can see. I guess the idea being, you know, if your camera moves too fast, it might give you some motion sickness. I'm getting more used to the camera. I think it's just something I'm going to have to play with for a few hours for me to kind of get okay with it. Welcome, welcome. It's always great to get new customers. Some kind of supply trader for the Resistance? You know it. Every item here is handcrafted from abandoned parts and stuff plundered from enemy corpses. So then, to business. What can I get you? Okay, so I can buy healing items. Give to an animal in order to ride them. Ooh. That actually sounds kind of okay. You can hold up to 99 of each of the items, so there's no sense in chucking something just because you have a bunch of it right off anyway. Do you sell plug-in chips? You mean those little doodads that serve as power-ups for your body? Afraid not. I'd love to sell plug-in chips, but I don't have the necessary raw materials. Now, if I happen to get those raw materials, I bet we could do business. But until then... Say, now there's an idea. What if you got the materials for me? I've got this bum leg, see? Can't really get around myself. Can't you just repair your own leg? You work in the supply trade, after all. If only. Unfortunately, all our parts are dedicated to the war effort. Can't spare any for myself. Personally, I'm hoping you wipe out those machines so I can start dancing again. But until then, will you look for what I need? Alright. Ah, thanks a million. Okay, so... I need one broken spring, one small gear, one broken circuit. You can smash up a few small machines to find them. You can obtain them from enemies in the big open areas towards the left when you exit the camp.
Target location data obtained. Marking on map.
Okay, so I think that was all the things that I've been given to do right there. I see the connection thing in the top they were talking about. The world is filled with cleverly disguised access points that can be used for the following. Map info, save data. Destroy them to reactivate the terminal. Alright.
This must have been quite a city once upon a time. Too bad vegetation's claimed most of it now.
Operator 60 to 2B. It is time for your regularly scheduled contact.
This is 2B. Nothing to report.
Good to hear. Say, how's the weather on Earth today? Good?
It's fine. Does that question have anything to do with our operation?
Not really. I just figured it might feel nice to have some good weather.
Feeling nice has no bearing on completing missions.
That is so
Hey,
like you
look at
to
that.
be. Anyway, talk to you later.
You know, I was thinking like, maybe they'll have something cool behind the waterfall, and then I was like, nah, I don't think this game's gonna be one of those, and it is. It is one of those games. So I see a red spot up here. I kind of want to investigate that in a bit. Also, I'm getting some slight slowdown in game. May have to bump down a few settings just a tad. I did max out all the game settings, so... Wow, stole my thunder. So I may need to turn down just a few to get the game to run smoother. Mostly I like anti-aliasing and stuff. I bump those up to like max, and I probably don't need like 16x on some of those things.
This is the place that weapons trader was talking about. Uh-oh. I'm picking up hostile machine life forms.
Good. Let's kill him. Do I have to worry about my ally taking damage? I sure hope not. What'd I get hit by? I think I'd say I'm getting a little bit better. Learning to dodge was definitely a good thing to learn, but yeah, I think I'm doing a little bit better in the combat now.
Plant life has claimed most of the central area. Big plants, too.
Report. Records show that vegetation has grown to an abnormal size since the departure of humans.
Wonder if there are any huge boars and such, too.
I remember when I was talking about the first Nier game, you know, I was like, oh man, I think I mentioned something about wanting to see a sequel, but, you know, it didn't seem like it was going to happen. And then I remember somebody, who was it? I'm really sorry. I know exactly who you are, but I've lost track of your name. Was like sent me a message, and they're like, "Hey, they just announced a Nier sequel," and I'm like, "What?" And I immediately go and look it up, and sure enough, there's a Nier Automata, and they showed some really cool action sequences of fighting too. I was kind of surprised they'd let me climb up this tree. And I gotta say, the game definitely looks nice, especially if you compare it to the first game. Whole lot better looking. I mean, I know the environments are a little lackluster in some of these areas, like... These buildings are kind of like, just like, dead husks, and there's not a whole lot going on in them, but... It definitely, I think it looks pretty nice overall. Though I never really had a problem with the first game and how it looked for the most part. There was only a couple, like, really muddy looking textures that aggravated me a lot. For the most part, it was okay. And once you get better at the combat, it does feel very satisfying. The only thing I'm having any issue at all with still, I'd say, is the camera control. What you would normally say is the right stick. On the Steam controller, it's a pad, which most of the time works out alright. It does a pretty decent job of emulating a Xbox, or, you know, mostly an Xbox controller is what it's modeled after. But this is like one situation where it doesn't seem to emulate it like super well. So I'm kind of tempted to, for next time, to hook up an Xbox controller and try that out a bit more. Alright, so how do I heal? Okay, so this is how you switch weapons. Which I believe I probably only have 2 of, yeah. That's how you... Okay, so you... Oh! So back is how you get to your items. I do like the materializing sword, which allows you to kind of throw it and
the
stuff.
supply trader asked for. Man, these chores are a real pain in the butt, huh?
The Resistance is a valuable ally to your help. By helping them, we also help ourselves. So no, I don't think they're a pain.
Yeah.
But man, I need more moose meat. Give me that good stuff. So the red areas seem to be where there's, like, heavier concentrations of enemies. And as far as I can tell, unless they're, I don't know, specially marked buildings, I don't think you can really go in any of the buildings. Okay, this is where we fought before, I think. Yeah, so that's still wiped out over here. I'm getting close to being about done for today. We've been doing about 2 hours. Future episodes aren't going to be this long, but since it was a new series and I was really excited to do it, I figured I'd put in some time today and do a bunch. But expect future episodes to be somewhere between half an hour to an hour, just depending on what I have time for. Keep missing that option to kick them. I can only assume doing that gives you some bonus. I should say, since this is the first time I'm playing it, please keep all spoilers to a minimum. Anything you think might be a spoiler, just do me a favor and don't tell me. Like, be really conservative on the possible spoilers. Because there's always a chance that, you know, the little thing that you think isn't a big deal is something they don't tell you until, like, 3 or 4 hours in. And I'd like to not know about it until the game tells me. Okay, get a good vantage point from here. There is a separated section of land with a bridge. But yeah, feel free to tell me comments. You know, I'd love to hear them. This does not hover very well. I wonder if we get an upgrade for it. Eventually it lets it hover better. I thought I remembered seeing it hovering more in the demo, but maybe I was mistaken, I don't know. But, you know, that's the kind of thing this game seems to be. There might be an upgrade you get that gives it a cool ability to hover. Rather than, you know, mostly just prevent you from falling really fast. And since this is one of those kind of games where I think, you know, even with me saying don't do any spoilers, people still might want to discuss things of spoiler nature, I'm going to do what I did for the Umineko series and say, if you want to discuss something or talk about something, and I will go look it up later whenever I, you know, finish all the playthroughs of the game. Use the what's it called? Cryptography? Something like that. Rot13, that'll be www.rot13.com. It allows you to put text into really easily decipherable and then undecipherable, like it's, you just dump a paragraph into it, and then it'll just encrypt it all in a way that's kind of hard to understand. It's pretty much impossible to understand without the cryptograph thing. You recognize words after a while, but not very much. So feel free to use that if you want to talk about anything that you might consider spoilers, but still feel like talking about. I spent a long time talking about that, I'm sorry. We're going to go back to the Resistance camp and turn in what I've got. Hey, you found the materials. That's great. Now I can start upgrading and crafting items for you. I imagine you can spare a few of those supplies to fix your leg? Yeah, no. Why don't you tell us what's really going on? See, it's my left leg that's all busted up. And my left leg is the one that's fully original. I've repaired this old body of mine 100 times over during this war. I swapped parts in and out so many times I can't even keep track. But this leg, this left leg, it's never been touched. So if I go and replace that, what happens? I mean, would I even be me anymore? Or would I just... Anyway, it's my own problem. Didn't mean to trouble you with it. Should be getting more inventory soon, so swing by when you can. Ah, the old dilemma. How much of you do you have to replace before you're not you anymore? Okay, so we can buy some of these things now. What's this sound analysis graph? That's something I don't have. I could buy it. The XP gauge. That sounds kind of cool. Fishing spots. I don't know if we need that. Okay, so we can increase some things by relatively small amounts. They're not too expensive, but they're not that great. Yeah, sure, we'll buy that too. Might as well. Whoops. So, if I want to equip that... plug-in chips, I think. So I think the brown ones are ones we have equipped. That gray area, I believe, is like room I have. Like I can use that gray area, and then the locked area is stuff that I probably have to unlock by buying those upgrade things. And the different values tell you how much room it takes up. So I've used half of my storage, I see over there, 48 units. And I've also been noticing I've been leveling up. Does that have any kind of like upgrade system to that, or is that just you get more health, you get more damage, you get more, you know, so and so? I'm thinking that's what it is, but maybe later on we'll get told differently. Ooh, look at this map. I like this map a lot, actually. Yeah, I like this map. This kind of vaguely turns into, like, flatness as you get away from areas that you know about. Alright, well, we're going to stop it off here. We're going to save. And next time I'm going to probably switch out to an Xbox controller and lower a couple settings, just so hopefully it won't be quite as slow. Some of this, like, texture filter, maybe turn that down to 8x. And see if that helps improve anything, you know, that kind of stuff. Ooh, do we want blur? Probably don't want blur. That usually makes videos look worse. We'll turn blur off. Yeah, so I'll try it out for a bit. It doesn't look like it improved it massively, but yeah, we'll look into it. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed, though. Thank you very much for watching. I'm very excited to be playing this. I've been wanting to do it for months, and I've just been so, like, unable to. Had way too much stuff going on. But we'll be playing more soon, so I'll see you guys next time for some more Nier Automata. Bye!